Howdy y'all, it's Marina, and today we're going to do the mid-year freakout tag because everybody else and their mamas on Booktube has been doing it this past week, and I was like, I need to jump on that bandwagon before the mid-year mark passes us by, because where has 2018 gone? I feel like we're still in 2017 and we're still all fans of the Logan Paul brothers or something. Did I just throw shade? But without further ado,
another cliche Booktube saying,
let's jump on into this. Shout out to my girl Natasha over at My Reading is Odd for being one of the only booktubers I found to actually list the questions below the video in the description box, because guys, I can't tell you how many people I watched their videos and they didn't have the questions in the descriptions, and I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? I watched all the videos through. I could have went and got a pen and paper and wrote them down, but that is a lot of effort. So shout out to her for putting the questions in the description box. You guys, if you don't know, if you're not a frequent watcher, I always post the questions to the tags in the description because I know it's a pain in the butt to go searching for it. So without further ado, let's get into the tag. The first question is, best book you've read so far in 2018. That would definitely be Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I read this for the first time ever in the beginning of 2018. I had never read any of the Harry Potter books, nor had I ever seen any of the movies. Yes, I was raised under a rock. I hadn't seen none of them, and so this took me back to being a kid. This gave me the experience at 26 that I should have had at 10, but that was stripped from me, and I had to enjoy it now. And boy, did I enjoy it. This made me feel little again. It gave me that feeling of reading a chapter book like in school, you know what I mean? Like back whenever they give you the Junie B. Jones books and stuff like that to read. It gave me that feeling again, not comparing Junie B. Jones to Harry Potter, of course, but it did give me that feeling, and I was like, I've been missing out. I've been missing out on so much not reading this series. So I'm only 2 books into the series. I did go ahead and watch the movies. After I read this one, I had to watch all the movies. 10 minutes later, and I'm still talking about Harry Potter, guys. The second question is the best sequel you've read so far in 2018. Obviously, I just said I read Harry Potter and the second Harry Potter, so of course I'm going to say Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. It got even better than the first one. Guys, I can't tell you the last time I read a book where the sequel was better than the original book. It's just such a good series. Like, J.K. Rowling really hit the jackpot with this series because it's just such a good series. The third question is new releases that you haven't read but want to read, and for me, I just really have one of them right now that I can think of off the top of my head, and that would be Puddin', which is the sequel to Dumplin'. I loved Dumplin'. Me and Willadine Dixon are the same person, I swear it. Being from Tennessee and being a huge fan of Dolly Parton and just everything in that book I resonated with so much. I just related to Willadine so much. And the writing was so good, and there was drag queens in it, and there was all kinds of stuff in it. This little book was just filled with so much stuff, like interesting stuff, cool stuff. So I'm so excited to read Puddin' because it's about one of the sub-characters in Dumplin'.
I can't remember her name. Brain fart, I can't remember her name.
What was it? I can't remember, but anyway, it's about her, and I loved her character. She was like really overweight, and like I'm really overweight. We vibe. The fourth question is most anticipated releases for the second half of the year, and you guys already know if you're a frequent watcher and you know what I'm about to say. Pause for a minute and say what you think I'm going to say. Okay, I'm going to say Hocus Pocus and the all-new sequel. It comes out in July, and I'm a huge Hocus Pocus fan. It just makes me want to live in the place where they still trick-or-treat, because I don't know about you guys, but I live in the South, and we really don't trick-or-treat anymore. Like, they trick-or-treat, but it's not to the extent that we used to trick-or-treat. We used to go hard on trick-or-treating, and they don't do that anymore. Like, they go to malls and like walk around the perimeter of the mall and get candy. And there's some cool places you can go to, but it's nothing like it used to be. It used to be the bomb, and they've like watered it down. So it always takes me back to that time, and I'm so excited to read it. It's a 2-part book, and the first part is like a retelling, or basically just hocus pocus, and then the second part is about Max and Allison's daughter, which I'm super stoked to read that. Number 5 is biggest disappointment, and for me that would be Siege and Storm. I loved Shadow and Bone so much. Like, I loved it so much. It just was amazing to just be introduced to the Grishaverse, and just everything about it was so good. And I said this in the review for this that I did. I did it on like a wrap-up, I think. I'm pretty sure I did it on a wrap-up or something like that. But I was just so... It wasn't a bad book, but it did not meet my expectations at all. It was just chock full of so much unnecessary information, and you didn't get hardly any Darkling time, which I was like, what? Like, Leigh Bardugo, the Darkling is the best part of the whole series. Come on. I heard that it does get better in the third one. Well, halfway. Some people say it gets better, some people say it gets worse. I'm hoping I'm on the train of getting better. I hope that's the train that I dock on, because if not, I'm going to be highly depressed for several days. The next one is biggest surprise, and that is Orange, which is a manga. I say manga, guys. I cannot force myself to say manga, so if that gets on your nerves, just mute it every time I say because I'm about to say manga. This was so good. This has the first 3 volumes of Orange, and I have not read a manga in a while. The last one I did was like a long time ago. It was like Rosario Vampire, and that was like before I had my twin. It was forever ago, and I saw a bunch of people doing like manga like hauls and reviews and stuff on YouTube, and I was like, I need to pick one of those up again. I need to see if I still like it, if it's something I'm even still interested in. And boy, did I make a right move picking up Orange, because Orange is awesome. This book is so awesome. I cried. I rarely cry with books, let alone like mangas or illustrated like reading, but I cried with this book. I was like, oh my gosh, it was so good. I'm overnighting the second complete edition. And then there's like Orange Forever, which is told from a different perspective. I've got to get it too. I'm just so excited, because after I read them all, I'm going to watch it. Favorite new author, debut, or new to you? I'm not even making this video fancy anymore, guys. I gotta hurry. Impulse introduced me to Ellen Hopkins. I love the way she wrote this. I love the things that she talked about and she went over in this book. She did just a really good job, like really getting into the heads of mentally ill people. And coming from a mentally ill person, I'm definitely hooked on her now. Definitely hooked on her. Newest fictional crush. Thomas from Stalking and Jack the Ripper. I love the arrogance he has. I love the cockiness. He's that bad boy. You're kind of scared of him, kind of want to love him type of thing that I'm really into, apparently.
Even though my husband is totally not a bad boy and he's like one of the nice guys.
Strange how things work out. Newest favorite character, and that would be the Weasley brothers from Harry Potter. All of them. I love every single Weasley ever. All of their family members are awesome. I love them. Latest book that made you cry, and once again, I just told you guys, but Orange made me bawl, cry like a baby. Book that made you happy. I also went over this a little bit. Dumpling, it made me horse laugh. I loved it so much. Just thinking about it makes me happy. I literally love it. Favorite book to movie adaptation, and does To All the Boys I've Loved Before, does that movie trailer count? Because I haven't seen the movie, of course, because it hasn't come out yet. But I've seen the trailer, and the trailer, oh my gosh. I did a reaction for you guys. You probably already seen it. Probably went up before this. But y'all, I'm so stoked to watch this. I'm so stoked to watch it. Next one is a 2-part question, and it's favorite review you've written this year and favorite video you made this year regarding books. My most favorite review on Goodreads was To Kill a Kingdom. I took notes on it, and I really just went into depth on things I disliked, things I didn't understand, things I loved. It was just for me, that was like a milestone review. I really liked and was satisfied with how it came across. My favorite book video review I have is really my only one, and that's Red Queen. I have a review I'll link below. I had fun with it. I'm not a professional reviewer by any means, but I had fun with it. Most beautiful book you bought, and that would be Shiver. I'm in love with this color and the hidden wolf down there. I love everything about it. I did read it, and it will be in my wrap up coming up. Stay tuned for that. what books do you need to read by the end of the year? And basically, by the end of the year, I want to finish every series that I've started. The Mercy Falls series, Stalking Jack the Ripper trilogy, the Orange series, Impulse duology, Red Queen series, Grishaverse, the Wake trilogy, Twisted Tales series, To All the Boys I Loved Before, Harry Potter. I started a ton of series this year. I don't tag anybody in particular. I don't ever like singling anybody out because it makes other people feel bad sometimes. So yeah, if you see this and you want to do it, do it. I'll see you guys later.